Be running up that road, be running up that hill. Hello everyone. Today I will be reviewing the new album from Lydia Ainsworth called Darling of the Afterglow. Now, Lydia Ainsworth is a Canadian electronic pop singer. She came out a few years ago with an album called Right From Real. It was pretty decent. It didn't really stand out too much in the terms of electronic music that gets released today. She had an interesting voice. Some of the sounds on the album were pretty interesting and intricate, but this new album is a little bit more gothic than that debut, I think, and I think that's why I'm enjoying it quite a lot more. It seems like she's went in much more artsy route. A lot of these songs sound like there's quite a lot of added instrumentation, which really makes a lot of it sound quite beautiful when it's all put together. And yeah, you can really tell that this time she's taken quite a bit of reference from Björk, the latest album from Björk, should I say, which was called Vulnicura. I think there are some elements of that album in this album, and vocally as well. I think an obvious reference you could make is Kate Bush. A lot of the vocal styles that Lydia Ainsworth uses really reminds me of Kate Bush in the best kind of way, really. And yeah, this album just is filled with just dynamic sounds. The beats are very textured, they're layered. It just makes the whole thing really kind of flourish. And I said at the start that this album is quite gothic at points, and you really get that from the first track, The Road, which has this really muddy kind of brooding beat to it. And Lydia Ainsworth is talking about, going down this lonely road and making sure that there's no way that she can ever go backwards on this lonely road, only go forwards. But even though she does that, things aren't looking particularly great either as she goes forward. It's really quite an interesting song. But then immediately after that, we get What Is It, which is ha which has much of a different vibe than the rest of this album, but it really stands out because it's so great. It's this indie pop track with like a piano-driven melody. You could easily see this fitting on like a one of Feist's earlier albums from like, The Reminder or something like that. It really just is an earworm of a song. Then we've got tracks throughout the album that really remind me of the production that you'd hear on FK Twigs's LP1, and there's also tracks that very much sound like Jesse Lanza as well. These are really good variations across the album because it just adds a slight amount of variety, even though a lot of the production sounds quite similar. And then there's a track, Wicked Game, which is a Chris Isaak cover, but Lydia Ainsworth changes this song and makes it far more melancholic, and it's just really quite intense. It's dark. It's just really incredible how Lydia Ainsworth is able to make these sounds. She does a fantastic job of doing that. And the closing track has this beautiful chorus. The track is called Nighttime Watching, and it just, a voice just soars over the skittery instrumental. Nighttime watching. It's so beautiful. Just Lydia Ainsworth just really gets all those moments across this album that just make it so extravagant and just grand to listen to. It's just amazing. Although a few of the tracks do kind of follow a very similar pattern to the preceding track. It does kind of make you forget which track is which isn't too much of an issue because overall this album is it's just a really good electronic album. The vocals are expressive all the way through. The sounds are intricate. She's really topped her debut album, and yeah, I think Lydia Ainsworth deserves more attention in this kind of sea of constant electronic musicians that are coming through, and Lydia Ainsworth has the vocals to stand out and be one of the better ones that have come through. So yeah, Darling of the Afterglow. It's a great album. Make sure you check this album out and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in more reviews coming soon. Goodbye.